There's nothing like senior spring. One of a number of traditions for soon-to-be grads took place last week. Senior celebration was marked by free gifts and food aplenty. The seniors received Life is Good graduation t-shirts and a buffet lunch. Afterwards, they visited several different tables around Leonard Hall to take care of a few pesky graduation details, like paying their last bill. During the celebration, they were also able to order their 2007 class rings and register for gifts at the bookstore. The soon-to-be alums were even asked to pledge their first donation. Gowns were fitted to make sure everyone looks spiffy on their big day in June, which will be here before we know it.
Those of you who know Dr. Tom Fuller knows he teaches math and computer science here at Principia College. If you haven't seen him around a lot lately, there's a good reason. Over spring break, Dr. Fuller was named interim dean of the college by the trustees. Acting president might be another name for the job, so Dr. Fuller has a lot on his plate these days besides correcting math tests. Katie Sidness checked to see how he's holding up.
If you haven't said hello yet to our interim dean, you should. Dr. Tom Fuller is Principia College's iDOC. Fuller graduated from Amherst College and received his master's degree at Old Dominion. Continuing his education, he earned his doctorate at Washington University in St. Louis. So on paper he seems more than qualified for the job, but what does an interim dean really do? When Dr. Tom Fuller isn't teaching math and computer science, he is attending meetings, so come July 1st, he will be able to serve as a steady bridge between the current and new college president.
I think my high purpose is to bring as much continuity and clarity and as much of a systematic sense to the transition as is possible.
When discussing how the faculty chose the new iDOC, Fuller says the democratic process proved to be fair and efficient.
One of the things that the faculty and staff have been asking for so much in recent weeks is to try to get closer to Mrs. Morgan's ideal of Principia being as democratic as possible. And in this process, there was a sense of democracy throughout.
Dr. Tom Fuller might even become college president if the committee hasn't chosen a valid candidate in time. Although he's not looking to make drastic differences right from the start, he hopes he will do the job as best he can.
I'll certainly try to bring the best sense I can of diplomacy and of care and of listening to the individual parties involved and trying to bring as many people into the process as possible. And to the degree that that helps us move the process forward successfully and harmoniously, then I think that's the best I can offer.
With the political scenario going around campus right now, it's comforting to know that our new interim dean is getting support from faculty, students, and staff alike. This is Katie Sidness, Pilot News.
Do I hear $5, $5.50? Last week, Ferguson House held a fundraiser called Rent-A-Ferg, where students pooled their money to bid on different house members, either for a date or just heavy lifting. Students gathered in the pub Thursday night to bid for their favorite Fergies. emceed by Jack Dearborn and Scott Wendelberger, Rent-A-Ferg has proven to be a fun and reliable way to raise money for the house. The Ferguson boys introduced themselves by showing off their talents, mostly singing and playing musical instruments. There were no jugglers this year, but there was a nunchucks guy. The boys were auctioned off in two categories, either as spring formal dates or as hired help for 1 hour's worth of servitude. Bids started at $1 and got higher and higher all night, with the highest bid of the night jingling the cash register at $26. 1 hour of work includes anything from helping clean your room to doing your laundry. Some Fergies offered up services as simple as baking cookies, but it all depends on the person doing the renting. So if you see a Ferg boy in the unusual position of doing manual labor, be assured it's for a good cause.
Danny Corbett is here this week with the Sports Report. She's going to tell us about two popular club sports on campus, the rugby team and the lacrosse team. Danny?
Thanks, Jacqueline. If you see 18 women carrying around metal sticks on campus, don't be alarmed. It isn't an insurrection. It's lacrosse, and it's quickly establishing itself at the college. One of those 18 players is Pctvs'' very own Jacqueline Pappas. She filed this report.
If you see 18 women carrying around metal sticks on campus and are wondering what they are used for, then come to one of the women's lacrosse games to check it out. The 6-2 team is second in their conference and heading to the semifinals to battle Mizzou for the championship against Lindenwood. The team is in their second season as a club and their first as part of the Central Women's Plains League. Their coach, sophomore Pat Nichols, comments on the success of this year's team.
It's been a great season. Well, we have a lot of impact players, and we have a lot of players that have just come so far since the beginning of the season. So a lot of success both on the field and intangible success as well. It's been great.
The team's presidents, Kelsey Brook and Jacqueline Pappas, have been working hard for the past 2 years to train new players and improve returning players in the game of lacrosse. They have beat schools as big as Iowa, Kansas State, Wash U, and St. Louis University. Senior captain Jessica Morton talks about what it has been like for the past 2 years playing on a successful club team here on campus.
We went into the season saying we wanted it to be fun, that we wanted to play hard but have fun doing it. And I think just loving the game and bringing a new level of class to the field is something that we do really well, and so I think that's our goal.
The president of the league, Iowa State coach Tom Cusack, says the team's success as rookies is unheard of. The 18 girls have been training hard in the new Crafton facility with conditioning and weight training to prepare for the semifinals. In addition to the team's success, their goalie was recognized as second-team All-East goalie in her first year by the league. Many other players were also awarded with all-conference first team and honorable mentions. The women's lacrosse team is only losing 2 seniors this season and is looking forward to picking back up again in the fall. This has been Jacqueline Pappas for Pilot TV.
If you're a football and soccer fan, chances are you'll love rugby, which is a kind of sort of combination of the two. Originally a club team and now a PE class as well, the rugby squad boasts a whopping 45 members, including 25 registered USA rugby players and 20 women. Freezing rain and muddy fields don't stop the Principia Thunder Chickens from playing hard 2 weeks ago at the annual Ruggerfest tournament. The team won 2 of 3 games.